Coach, you talked about staying the course and how important that is, not only just in games, but throughout the season. How important is it though for that tonight? No Devin, it's a playoff series. They're probably gonna come out amped. How important is it to stay the course throughout probably ups and downs in a game like tonight?
I mean, one, you can't predict any of that stuff. Every game has its own character, its own world. And, you have to be prepared for everything, but you try not to predict it in any way. I think any team, any coach, any captain, whoever, they probably lean on that paradigm, especially this time of the year. So, we've been in situations like this before, even in the playoffs. And that doesn't mean it's always going to turn out the way you want to. It doesn't mean it's not going to be. You can't guess it. You just prepare the way you've always prepared and try to take it, one quarter at a time.
When Landry, he started for Devin when Devin has been out, what have you liked or how he's played in that starting role for Devin?
Yeah, I think obviously the ability to score the ball and play make, get downhill, but then defensively he fights, and that's something that we've noticed with him. He'll make plays, blocking shots at the rim. He'll stick his nose in there to rebound on the backside. So he's been a guy that, we've been able to rely on in situations like this.
Will he get to start tonight?
We'll find out.
Coach, I know that you guys usually stew on losses and are very ready to get back out on the floor after a loss. How much does that kind of increase with the extra day and given the playoff setting that we're in?
I mean, I think any good team, any team, period, like you just hate losing. We always rely on the NBA schedule to get us right back out there sometimes the next night. Well, we've had, 2 days to stew, recalibrate, if you will, and get back to the fundamentals of how we're supposed to play for 48 minutes. We just haven't seen it consistently, and they've had a lot to do with it. So I think the 2 days have been really good for us. One, for recovery, and two, so we can get in the gym and get some work done. And that's what we did yesterday.
How important is it to have the experience of, not just Chris and Jay, but just, having the best road record in the NBA and having those experiences of having to fight in hostile environments?
Yeah, I think it helps, but I also, I think going through what we went through last year with guys who've been in the playoffs for the first time, like that helps. I was asked yesterday, is there any comfort level, not playing with, you asked me, right? I was like, how's it ever comfortable when you don't have all of your players? I don't think I've ever been comfortable in this seat, but I've gotten used to living in that world. And in the playoffs, if you don't embrace that as a coach and a player, then you're just not really embracing all of it. It's just part of the deal. And so I think the experience we had last year, even back to the bubble, I think that was really uncomfortable for us because we had to win every game to have a shot, and we had 8, and that helped us. So I'm hopeful that all of our experience has helped us get prepared for this moment.
Hey, Monty, when you watched back Ingram's 37 specifically, how much of that was a great player playing well, and as opposed to like the work you guys could have done, some of those KYP instances you mentioned, what was like the balance there for you guys, you thought?
I mean, the great player part was probably most of it. There were opportunities to, make it a bit tougher on him. But he's just really good. I mean, the ability to, score off the dribble, and then he knocked down some catch shot threes, which is something that I'm sure he's worked on. But he's a really good player. I mean, we have to do a lot to, counter his talent, and that's a huge challenge for us.
With
Campaign struggled offensively these couple of games. Is it as simple as missing open shots? Is there something else you see? How do you get him on track to give you what he did last year at this time?
Well, I think you have to, separate that. It's a different year, different series. I mean, you can obviously gain confidence from that, but you're playing a different team, different variables. I think anybody that doesn't score the way that they're capable of scoring has to find ways to affect the game in a different way. And he's more than capable of that. The good thing is he puts the work in, and, the numbers say that, he's due for an offensive output anyway, but you can still affect the game in other ways, defending, rebounding, getting deflections. The biggest thing for Cam right now is to be himself and not allow the last two games to affect him, because every game is a life of its own. And I firmly believe that.
Coach, I just had a quick follow. The game in Atlanta was delayed for a non-explosive package that the bomb squad removed, which means this game will be delayed 20 minutes. Does that impact anything at all going into it?
No.
Thanks, Coach.